What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen. News has come out, as of recent, the past 2 weeks, about this guy right here. This is Sergeant Greg Capers of out of Indianola, Mississippi. And he's a member of the police force out there. I did this story a while ago, and you'll remember the face of this young child right here. This is 11-year-old, or was 11-year-old at the time. His name is Adderien Murry. Now, he called the cops when his mother was involved in a domestic dispute with a boyfriend at the time, in which police responded out there in Indianola, Mississippi. During this time, right, this officer here, Officer Capers, wound up shooting him in the chest when they were told to come outside one by one. Now, they created quite a stir. He survived, thank God. But as of last week, a grand jury said Mr. Capers, the exonerate he got off from it. Hey, he did no wrong. He followed police policy or whatever he was talking about. Nothing happened. As of a couple of days ago, the city alderman had a meeting and they reinstated Officer Capers. The family of Adderien Murry was there, and so was some other people who came out to show support, and everybody was outraged. Now, I'm going to play you this clip to get you guys caught up of what happened at that meeting with the alderman, and we'll come back and talk about it. I think it's messed up, but you be the judge. You watch this, and then I'll come back and give my input. Check it out.
Result, one family, Mississippi family, was expecting. The police officer who shot an 11-year-old boy was just allowed back on the police force. Fox 13 has been reporting on the case out of Indianola since May. Fox 13's Walter Murphy is live tonight. Walter, this all comes down at a time when a decision has been made by the city's alderman.
Yeah, and 11-year-old Adderien Murry, he was in that meeting when the vote happened. And he didn't take it very well. His anxiety actually got so high that he had to be rushed to the hospital. That's 11-year-old Adderien Murry sobbing, and a town in disagreement and disbelief.
It's not right, it's not fair.
With a vote of 4-1, the Indianola Board of Aldermen allowed Sergeant Greg Capers to rejoin the Indianola Police Department.
And the citizens have spoken, we don't want you back here.
6 months ago, Capers responded to Adderien's home after a 911 call. The 11-year-old called for help, afraid for his mother in a domestic abuse case. But when police came, officers demanded the entire family inside of the home come out. And as 4 feet 10-inch Murry walked down the hallway, Capers fired shots.
Capers is an ever-present threat to the citizens of Indianola. If he's shooting first and then looking second, that's asinine. He's going to kill somebody on one of these days, I do believe.
Capers, who was cleared by a grand jury last week, has said that he made a split-second decision in a tense situation. But the fight isn't over yet. Family attorney Carlos Moore still wants the body-worn camera footage released to the public.
Last night, the city voted again not to release the video, so I don't know why they keep hiding it. If they are so confident that he's good for the public, show the public the video and let the public decide whether or not he should be back on the force.
And Adderien, he had to be taken from that alderman meeting away in an ambulance. Now, his attorney tells me that he's doing okay today. However, the family says that his panic attacks aren't going to go anywhere until that officer is off of the streets of Indianola. Daniel?
I'll tell you.
All right, guys, that was the footage of what happened. And regardless of the outcome, I don't think these people received the justice that they sought, or any type of justice, period. Here you got an 11-year-old boy that did the right thing. Mother was in trouble. He called 911. That's all he could do. And he did what was asked of him. When you have problems, don't settle it yourself. Call the police. You probably told him call the police. Remember, it was a situation where, it was a domestic situation. He tried to protect his mom. He did the right thing. He called the cops. Police show up, inadvertently shoot him. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. The grand jury said there was no criminal conduct in the shooting, meaning he didn't mean to shoot him, basically. He wasn't going in there to shoot just somebody, and he didn't just shoot him after he identified him. The way they're trying to make it was, hey, the officer went in there, he didn't know, it was dark, he was scared. Basically, they're trying to say it like, oh, the officer was scared. In that tense situation, anybody could have did what he had done. That's why they said no criminal conduct. A lot of people was outraged over that, right? Now they showed the alderman sitting up there. Looked like they was all black, bunch of black folk in there. I don't know the situation, you know, as far as what was said before, what they showed on the news. But it's one thing I'm going to point out. But there are two things I want to really point out about this that I don't understand. First thing is, I don't know the situation of Adderien Murray's family and stuff like that. But besides the one man in the video saying, hey, we don't want you back here, how come no men got in the media and spoke? A lot of times in situations like this where it's a community problem, we need more men to talk and get on the news and speak about what's going on in these situations that are in the family of the person who wants justice. Seriously, we do. Don't have to be the father. It just has to be some men. Because you got to remember, a lot of the lawmakers and all the stuff out there are men. When you have a lot of people up there and they're talking, a lot of times and they're females, and it's just a child and it's no man, it paints a certain type of picture, and a certain type of scenario almost always happens. We need more men to come out here that are in these families of victims to come out and say something. You don't even have to identify yourself. Hey, I'm a family member. You don't have to say you the dad or anything like that. I mean, but we need more men to come out and talk about changing some of these laws, in particulars. To me, honestly, that meeting was going to be high tension. Adderien Murray's 11-year-old self shouldn't even have been in there. You've seen what happened. Tensions rose. He had a panic attack. That's the thing. Just because he's a victim, he's still a child. I'd have had him home. Because he's not going to understand the ins and outs of what's happening. All he need to know is, hey, they didn't lock him up or they didn't do this. That he shouldn't have been in that position because, in my opinion, number one, it was an adult type thing. Yeah, he was a part of it, but he's not an adult yet. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. Tension's high. He gets a flashback. It brings back a lot of PTSD that they're trying to get him out of. And the result is this. That's one of the things I have. One of the problems I have when a lot of people go out here and they have problems and it might affect a child or whatever. They interject the child into it where they shouldn't have to feel emotions and try to understand how adults go at it back and forth when they don't have to be there. I don't know if you guys understand. I don't mean no disrespect, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. They were there because of what happened to him. He don't need to be there because of what happened to him. It's not a trial. It's not like that. You see, when he was crying, a lady patting him in the back then looked at them like, look what y'all did. It's not look what they did, man. He shouldn't have been there, in my opinion. And I'm not saying y'all are wrong. But I would have handled that a different way. From a psychological standpoint, from someone that was shot with a gun by a police officer that they themselves called. You don't know what type of feelings he has inside of him that can be re-dug up in that situation. Now that I got that out the way, let me say this one thing before I get out of here. I think it's some flim-flammery. Why the video evidence ain't been shown yet? This was like, what, 8 months ago? How come the public ain't seen it? And it just seemed like, Mississippi have a bad rep when it comes to how they say, a reputation of how they do black folk out there. We're going to keep it real. And it might not even be all the little towns and all this other stuff, but Mississippi as a collective, people nationwide kind of be like, and this is one of them cases. It's just weird. Tyree Nichols videos were shown. all the George Floyd videos were showing. But they ain't showed this. Why it ain't came out in the public? This was 8 months ago. Why y'all didn't release this? This comes back to the same funny stuff. Protecting their own. Or maybe, I don't know, but it looks like that. It don't look right. It don't look, why the video ain't came out on this? Or we keeping it in the house. That means what? You can do whatever you want and people are just at the mercy of what you say. You remember, people protect people in positions when favors are done, or they think they can vouch for a person's character no matter what they do out there. If the law applies, it applies to everybody. Should the man have been locked up and went to prison? I don't know all of the particulars of the case, but he shouldn't be no cop. Y'all agree on that or disagree? He shouldn't be no cop. I haven't seen the body cam footage. They said it was a chaotic scene. I don't know. Because, sometimes you can get these scenes where everybody trying to talk at once. It's a bunch of confusion, a bunch of screaming, a bunch of hollering. You getting the 911 call. Could have been a bunch of hollering, screaming. You don't know what was going on. So you flying blinded as a police officer. That's the only thing I'll give you. But, if police are on a scene, guns drawn, other people got a gun out and they're pointing at the same line of sight as you. For you to make the executive decision to shoot somebody that's tiny with their hands up, I don't understand how that, I know it's a split-second decision, but did he have anything in his hands? You know the difference between a kid and a grown-up. He's 4 foot something. Was everybody in the house 4 foot something? It's weird. It's weird. The whole thing stinks to me, especially the thing of them not showing his video camera footage. They owe the community that. Community people are coming out. You owe that to them. That right there raised an eyebrow, and I think, when they show that, you got some questions in it that somebody made a decision. Because remember something, when this video ain't coming out, there's always somebody behind it saying, don't show it. Somebody made a decision, don't show this video. 8 months or more, 8 months or more, this happened. This boy on TV and all this other stuff, something that shocked the nation. He called the cops, y'all shoot him. Nobody want to look bad. See what I'm saying? They try to keep this in there, that small circle, that small area of Mississippi, Indianola. They want to keep that in-house. Something's wrong. They're putting a shadow on this, and it need to be exposed. And this ain't the only place that be doing stuff like this. You got an 11-year-old boy that was shot, could have lost his life, probably has some type of significant damage from said gunshot wound. Because he wasn't that far away when he shot him. But anyway, I don't know what to say. I don't. But you got to understand something. When a child is hurt and stuff like that, most of us have children. We can put ourselves in that position of a parent a lot of times and say, look, if anything, I don't know the whole particulars of what was shown in the thing with the grand jury. He shouldn't be no cop no more. He old, hey man, look. I'm gonna let you go. You gotta let you go. It's too much of this. I don't know your decision making, but was you scared? Whatever he told them, I'd have been like, okay, we're not gonna reinstate you. You shot a kid. But evidently, maybe they have a shortage of cops out there or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I think this whole thing is messed up. See you in the next video. Take care.